Alright everybody, I'd like to thank you guys so far for watching part one of this video. It is being separated into two parts because this went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So, if you're interested in part two, check it on out. It will be coming up. And you can see what the 5 top games were for the month. And welcome to part 2 of September pickups. Alright, we are going to move over to the Nintendo side of things. So this next game is one that I pre-ordered. There was technically only one game on it I really wanted at the time. But that is the, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Taiko Milestone 2 collection. I was after Black. That's on here. It's a Saturn game, was an exclusive on a Saturn. Great arcade game. I have it on Steam. I wanted a physical copy with Black. This has it. This has a bunch of other great games on it. At least in my opinion. Some other people don't think so. I like what's on here. But this was a game I pre-ordered. Waited for it. Pre-ordered off of Amazon. Came in a couple days after the game was released because Amazon, I guess. I don't know. But I like this. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's still sitting in my Switch right now. I'm still playing it. I wish I had a Switch that could show gameplay footage from games like these, but I only have the Switch Lite, and I can't really do that. But this is still in my Nintendo, and it's still the one I'm playing right now. Alright, the next game. We're going to do that last one last. This is off the Nintendo Wii, which, as you know, I just picked up recently. This one is, I didn't pick it up physically for me. This one is for my daughter because she likes to sing. And I figured she would like this, so I grabbed Disney Sings It Pop Hits. I figured she would like this. I brought the microphone down from upstairs from our old Wii that we used to have, that I even use on the 360 for some of the singing games we have there. And I got this one for her. If she ever wants to sing, bam, she's got another singing game. And my daughter loves singing, so had to get it for her. Alright. The next one. One of the main reasons why I got the Wii that was backward compatible with GameCube. If you can't guess yet, you should be able to. They say this is the best that I can't think. This is the best port of the game. I have not physically tried it too much yet, but Sonic Heroes for the Nintendo GameCube. Definitely well worth it. This was the actual first copy we ever had of Sonic Heroes because we actually had the GameCube for a while, and this was the first Sonic game we bought on it. So this is where I got my first taste of Sonic Heroes before I went after the PC version. It is only the CD, but that's fine. That does not bug me one bit. This is an awesome Sonic game, like I said before. And this was the one where I got my first taste of Sonic Heroes because we had the GameCube back in the day. That one took me a while to find at a decent price. Alright, next on the list, we're going to Dreamcast, baby. Love my Dreamcast. Alright, first game. It is disc only. I'm going to take it out of its little paper sleeve because I haven't put it in a different sleeve yet. This is one that I was looking for. I still got to find a couple other ones in this genre. Whatever the hell it's called for the games. But it is ECW Hardcore Revolution. I think this is an awesome wrestling game on the Dreamcast. They also have like WWF and stuff like that. I need to get my hands on those. It was disc only, but that's fine by me. Came in a paper sleeve. This was another one. I've been hitting up Respawn Gaming a lot lately. My kids are back in school, so I have to head into West Bend where the second store is, and that's where I got this one from. Alright. This next game came from Goodwill. And I haven't taken off the sticker yet that Goodwill had on it. But it is Meg Force Racing. I haven't tested it out yet. And that. but it is complete, so that's good. It was extremely cheap when I bought it off of Goodwill. I won the bid at like $6. Shipping, I think, costed me more than the game did, which, watch that on Goodwill, because they do hit you with shipping and handling. You know, for someone to handle this disc, they charge you quite a lot to put it in a box. That's where I paid the most for it. All right, next game also came from Respawn Gaming. If you watch that Sega bag I opened, when I was going through the Dreamcast games and I saw the Virtual Tennis in there, I was planning on grabbing that one, but I grabbed this game instead. And like I said, I'm positive the one he put in the bag was the same one that was in the window and that, but this was the one I grabbed when I was there because I've been trying to get my hands on this one. Sega Bass Fishing. This game is a lot of fun. It's actually kind of relaxing, which is weird, but I had to get it. And he had it there. The manual is a little faded. I saw it before in this store before it was moved to the window, so it wasn't anything he did. The manual was already faded. Disc is fine. Everything's fine. I have Sega Marine Fishing. I need to get my hands on Sega Bass Fishing too yet, which I think was Japan only. I don't think it came to the U.S. But yeah, I had to get my hands on Sega Bass Fishing. I have it on Steam, but I think I also have it on my Xbox 360. But I had to have it on the original Dreamcast because you gotta have Sega Bass Fishing. You have to. All right, the next one. This is one that I don't think I ever owned before, and I watched a lot of people playing this game, a lot of videos lately, and I had to get it. Finally did. I got this one with another game that I'll show a little clip of afterwards, where I had to get the game reservice tested because I gave it to my son. But this is one I had to go and get. 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. I did not know this was an arcade game that I believe Sega made. It's basically written point A to point B in a truck. I was watching people play this one. It looked like a lot of fun. I'm like, okay, I need this. So when I found this one, I found it with the other game that was in the set, which was Sega GT. That one I had to have resurfaced, which you'll see a little bit of footage of. And that one I gave over to my son, because I already have Sega GT. I wanted this one, and I got a good deal on both games in a set, so I went for it. Alright, so this video is being recorded a few days early, and I am filming this to show what goes on. I ended up picking up 2 Dreamcast games I need to test out for the month of September. And I'm not going to show the one, but this is the one I'm giving to my son Aaron, because I already own it. Alright, and his version of the game actually comes more complete than mine. It actually has the More Games booklet in here, which he told me I can keep to make mine more complete. But the problem is, and it's not actually an issue, the guy I bought these off of did say that the games were scratched. But I need to test this one for him. And I don't know if you're going to see it or not on here, on camera, but now you can kinda, maybe. There is a pretty deep gouge in this game. I believe it's right up in the corner where my finger is up here. So I need to see if the game actually works for him before I give it to him. In one of my other videos I did mention that I do test every game that comes in to make sure it works. Now I was going to record some gameplay footage of this off my capture card that I have, but this is what my Dreamcast does on it. I'm going to disappear my face and show you what the Dreamcast looks like right now. So that's what my Dreamcast looks like right now, going through the capture card. I'll show another image off of it with my phone on my actual screen. It doesn't look like that. So, like I said, this is being recorded on the 9th of September. Definitely not the end of September yet, but I'll see if this works and give this over to my son. Alright, so here we go. I'm recording this on my phone. As you can see, the Dreamcast is now set up. I'm just going to close the top, which it's over here. And we're going to see if the game actually comes on. I will have to play it for a bit to test it on out, and I can't do that while holding on to the phone. So here we go. So far the game fires up perfectly. So far. Presented by Sega. Good. Loading. Good. Now normally when testing these games, all I really do is I do one race and I'm done. I have a saved file in this game from off of mine. I'm actually going to jump into the game and actually play a bit and see if it works right. So from this point on, let's just make sure it gets to the title screen. That scratch on the CD is actually quite deep. I'm going to take it in to get it buffed just to see if it can take that scratch out, or at least close it up a bit. So far this has taken a while to load. Alright, I'm going to stop this part of the recording. I'm going to try to wipe the disc down just a little bit and see if it comes up after that. We also got the Ultimate Spider-Man plus more Spider-Man.
Go with Baby Spider-Man.
Baby Spider-Man, son. Is that what you want to watch? Baby Spider-Man? Alright, Baby Spider-Man it is. Baby Spider-Man! Okay, if anybody's wondering what the hell that was all about, it's my son's getting ready to show his grandson a new show to watch, and he's putting on Spider-Man. Yeah, my grandson, his son, that's my other son. And if he has a baby out there someplace, he's got some explaining to do. All right.
The baby's right here.
All right, so this was the game I was having issues with. I took it up to Retro Respawn and had him resurface it, which came out pretty decent. That one scratch is still kind of there. You can kind of see it right about, let me see if I can get it back into view. It's right about, right where that stinking light is. But it is still there, so I'm going to pop this back into Dreamcast and see if it works. Alright, so here we are back at the, I wouldn't say title screen, but the whatever page they call this. Games in the Dreamcast. Closing. Coming back around. Let's see if we get past that loading screen now. So this is as far as we normally get. Let's see if it gets past it. And bingo! The resurfacing worked. We got past it. Alright, so this is the point where I will do some extra playing on just to make sure it stays working, but that worked like a charm. Alright, that takes us to the 5 games. The 5 top games that I picked. I will show 2 of them at the end, the main 2 that I went after. But let's show you what the 5 games are. And you're going to see gameplay footage of these 5. The first one. This one costs a little bit more because it is the red label, which, hell if I know, I didn't care. I just wanted it because the sound, the sound effects of lovely old Q*bert. Now granted, the Atari controller is a little hard to use because it's not technically a 8-way controller. If anybody knows that, you know, it's really not an 8-way controller. But I had to get my hands on Q*bert. When I saw this playing at Respawn Retro Gaming, this was a must-buy. I asked how much it was. It was $15. I guess I should hold it that way. It was $15 because it is the red label. I said, that's fine. If you're willing to sell it to me for the $15, I gave him the money and I brought Q*bert home. And it works great, as you can see from the gameplay footage. In one of the corners. I don't know which one it was in. Alright, this next one. If none of you guys have noticed yet, I'm a Sega fanboy. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm still a Sega fanboy to this day. And I knew this was on the Nintendo. There's a few other ones I'm still trying to track down. I could not pass up this game. This is one of my favorite arcade games. Yes, I have it on my Master System. I have it on my Genesis. I have it on my 32X. I have it on my Saturn. Blah, 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 blah. The not official licensed version of Afterburner on the Nintendo by Tengen. Now, it's not as crisp and shiny as the Master System one, but you know what? It's Afterburner. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I think this one's a bit easier than the Master System one so far. But I had to have it. I went and I got it when I saw it at Respawn in West Bend. I was just looking around. I wasn't even planning on buying any games when I went down there that day. When I saw this, I said, yep, now I'm buying something. I bought this and I bought the wrestling game. And then I also bought the Need for Speed game down there. But yeah, sometimes when I have the money to buy something, I find one game that I really wanted, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, it turns into 4, or 3, or 10, or whatever. But yes, Afterburner. This, to me, is worth it. I'm after Shinobi. I know they have on there. I know they have Fantasy Zone. And I'll have to double check with other ones, but I know they have a bunch of unlicensed Sega games that Tengen did. All right. Genesis time. Water, Margarine, A Tale of Clouds and Wind. This is very much a Go Next style type of game. The people that I read, because I do own this on Steam, and I have it on my Evercade. But people say that there's a lot of stolen assets in this game. I don't care. The game is fun. Back in this day, this game originally only came out overseas. I believe only in Asia, so it doesn't surprise me none if there were stolen assets in the game. That kind of happens a lot over there. Does it bug me any? No, as long as I can get hold of the games, I'm good. But it is at least complete. It plays fine. As you can see from the gameplay footage that should be up in one of these corners. Would I recommend this game? I would, but maybe it feels great on the Genesis. It does. It feels great. It looks great. It also looks fine on Steam. If you have the Evercade, I would recommend looking for the Pico Interactive on there because you'll get a lot of other games with this one. And you'll get it for cheaper. Alright, that takes us down to the last 2. As you know, I've been trying to complete the North American Master System collection. I am going after everything I can Master System wise, but I'm trying to complete the North American the most right now. According to the list I found, which I don't know how accurate it is off of a Wikipedia website. I'm down to, I believe right now, 10 games, I believe. It's either 10, 11, maybe 12. I mean, I'm close. But it's all the expensive games. There's one game in there yet in particular that I am going to get a reproduction of because I'm not paying $1,600 for the damn thing. That will never frickin' happen. But everything else I'm trying to get legit, or at least legit versions of the game. There was one other one that I did do a reproduction of, and that was Phantasy Star. But I am still looking for a physical copy of Phantasy Star, but I need to find it at a decent price. But the first one, which I'll probably also mispronounce, and this game is a lot of fun. God, this one's fun. I really want to play it 2 players. I gotta get my son down here one day to play it. But it's Quarter. I think I said that right. This game is fun. It's well worth it. I got this for a lot cheaper than normal. If any of you have ever heard me talk before, this would be the European version. Works fine on the American Master Systems. And the only reason why is because this is the wrong way. And if you ever look at the back of the boxes, it's going to have multiple languages on here. The US version does not do that. This game is well worth it. It is complete. It's got the manual. It's in the box. And it was pretty damn cheap. At least cheaper than what other people are selling it for. I think I got this one for 20 or 30. A lot of other people are selling this thing for almost 50 to 60. So, yeah. Got this one for cheaper. Look how my stack's getting over here. And as you saw some gameplay footage from it. I'm enjoying that game a lot. Alright, the last game. I did buy the 2 in this series. There are 3. I have all 3 now. But I bought the other 2. I bought the Mark III versions of them originally. I was planning on maybe just keeping it that way. But I decided to go after the actual ones that were made more for the Sega Master System instead of the Mark III. One of them's hanging up behind me over here, Fantasy Zone. I needed Fantasy Zone 2. I needed the American European. However, this is also the European version in case you wanted to know. It's all good to me though. It is also complete with manual. Got this for cheaper also than what most people are selling it for. But yeah, this one was well worth it. This one is a lot of fun, the Tears of Opa. A lot of people do complain that it is hard with the warping zones and stuff like that. I really haven't had too much of an issue with it. The game itself is not easy. But yeah, this one was well worth it. You can see some footage of it up in one of the corners. Well worth it. I got this for cheap also. I think I got both games for like under $40 or $40 total for both of them. The other game that I'm waiting on that will be in the next one is another Master System one. It didn't show up in time. So that will be in the October one. And there's a few more that I'm looking at grabbing at that time. But that's it for those games. So I do want to thank you guys for sticking it out, for watching it, for watching both apps hopefully. And we will see you guys in the next video.